Hey there and welcome back. It's time again for another restoration blog. This is where I go over all the projects that you might not see in another video. Let's start with the off-road wrecker. It is finally back together again. I have an ARB locker in the front now, and the rear differential is welded. I also have these new Super Swamper tires on it. These replace the old Humvee tires that I did have on the truck. Although these Humvee tires were essentially not used, or what I thought were new when I got it, these tires are actually 20 years old, and these new Super Swampers are much softer. I'll be able to air them down. They'll conform to the rocks, and they're a purpose-made off-road tire. These are going to be way better. Around here on the back of the truck, you can see my new sling mount, so that I have a place to stow the sling when I'm not using it, keep it out of the way of the winch and my tow ropes. And I also have a new fuel tank that I'm going to be putting into the truck. This is probably the largest problem that I have with the vehicle right now. I think my tank is a bit rusty, and at the off-road games last year I had to take off the filter which sat at the end of the pickup tube, and I don't think it's reaching all of the fuel that's in the tank. One thing to solve all the problems with the fuel pickup, I'm going to be using one of these fuel mats. So this will be mounted on the end of the fuel tube, and any place that this touches fuel, whether most of this is out of the fuel, if there's one little bit that touches the fuel, it will suck it up and I'll be able to use it. I love vintage cars, and for the third year, I will be bringing the vintage off-road wrecker to compete in the Matt's off-road games. The first year, I had fun playing in the arena, and although I broke my rear differential, the second year, I still finished the off-road course. This year, I've made the differential stronger, and I'm excited to see how they hold up. We've been hit by some winter storms, so not much is happening with these cars in the row here, although I am thinking of starting my winter checkup series again. So if you liked that last year and want to see that again with some of these other cars, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll start that series up again. And that brings us to my AluCab Defender. I am preparing this for my first winter camping trip. One of the biggest problems when I got this truck and took it for the first drive is that you cannot see much out of the rear view mirror. And that's because there is so much stuff right behind me that even if I didn't have the covers on the windows right now, I would only be able to see out just barely on the passenger side. So I've now installed this rear view camera, and this works as a mirror. It is wired up to the ignition, so I had to run ignition power up to this tray to power this. It's also a dash cam. It is recording the camera facing out the front and the rear camera at all times. It has GPS, so it does display my speed here, which is very nice because the speedometers on these Defenders are not known to be very accurate. You can see it also knows the time and date. It is Christmas Eve right now, and we can flip between the cameras. I can bring just the rear view camera up so it works more like a standard rear view mirror. Of course, can bring the front camera up. Being able to see what's behind me is going to be a huge improvement for this vehicle. I also added a little phone charger right here, and it does have wireless charging, so I can just set my phone there and it will start charging. I mounted the camera for the rear view mirror right up in here, and the little wire comes out the top and actually goes on the other side of this gasket before it goes into the vehicle, so when the top is down, that is fully sealed off, as well as having a grommet on there. And if we look here on the inside of the vehicle, you can see the wire pops out right there, comes along here, pops back into the metal here, and then I had all of these side panels off, not only to run more power up to the tray up there, but also to run the camera back here. And while I had those panels off, I also ran power up here to the roof rack. While I had everything taken apart, I also tidied up the wiring, added a few more things. I installed a power receptacle up there, and this is also going to be in a good place that I can plug something in here, and then it can hang up the edge, and I can have it up in the sleeping area and powered from down here. I also have the covers for the windows modified now. They were this color on both sides, and they didn't fit real well, so they're trimmed a little bit more. And they now have black felt on this side. When I'm driving down the road, it looks like I have tinted windows. You don't see that silver shining through. The 3 rear windows are done, as well as this side window. And that also adds a good amount of security, so no one can peek in and see what kind of equipment is sitting here in a parking lot. As it is winter, there's not a lot going on with the other vehicles. I do have my winter tires on the Miata right now. And actually you can see I just fitted these. They still have the stickers on them. These are Firestone Winter Force tires, and these are mounted on Miata NB, so the 2nd generation Miata wheels. My summer tires are mounted to Daisy wheels, which were the original wheels for the original Miata, so that I can keep the stock look with this car. Next up is my Land Rover Defender that I got off of Bring a Trailer just about a year ago, and has had nothing but issues that were not disclosed when I bought it. Recently we've had a bunch of snow, and the mud flap on this side has fallen off. It did break at the bracket right there. So I have a bunch of parts coming to fix that, and to finish this vehicle off, I think soon this will be the vehicle that I thought I was purchasing. I am slowly knocking all of these problems out. So look for another video on this truck coming out soon. My Defender Trophy Defender is looking really good right now, and that's because it was at the dealership again. The rear power inverter located back here, which lets you plug in a normal household device, has broken again. It only lasted a couple weeks before it broke, so that is the 2nd time they have replaced it. But luckily that is the extent of the problems that I've had, besides one of the headrests breaking. Haven't had any major issues with this vehicle. Nothing that would have left me stranded, so I'm still really happy with this vehicle. Although it is winter, racing season is going to be coming fast, so I need to start working on the race cars and getting them ready for the season. So look for some new videos on the race cars coming out soon. And speaking of race cars, I do have a brand new set of Goodyear Eagle tires for the Datsun 280Z race car that I bought a year ago. That car is running and does drive, although the tires are very old, so I have only driven it around the parking lot. It has not been on track yet. Here's Barn Sprite number 5. If you have not seen the video that I just posted on this car, I have done the 5-speed conversion. It uses a Ford T9, and that video just posted. It's a really good one, so go check that one out. This is Barn Sprite number 5, one of the 6 bug eyes that I found in a barn a few years ago, and I think it's finally done. It's fully restored and ready for the road. The BMW 2002 is almost completely finished. I should be able to take this for a drive. I'll show it to you in a video. One of the problems with these cars, there are a lot of companies that list that they have the parts for these cars, but they actually don't. You order the part and then they tell you they actually don't have it. They just put it on their website. I don't know why, but that is a big problem with these cars. There are a lot less parts out there than what are actually available for these things. The Bronco is also coming along. You'll remember this was just a junk, rusty shell of a truck when I started with it. I have a whole bunch of parts that are here now, so hopefully this will get finished up very soon as well. I decided to finally fix my Innocenti Spider S. So all of the rust that was in there was a bunch of rust around the headlights. Rockers real bad. The floor on the passenger side was bad. So getting all that fixed. Just a little bit more to rebuild here. I am planning on giving it a paint job as well, so it will be going back to its original red color. And then we can work on getting it back on the road again. A lot of work has also happened on the Triumph GT6 since you last saw it. You can see this side has been completely replaced. And if we come around to the other side, you'll see what it looks like without those panels. So here the quarter is cut out. A lot more rust inside here than what we were expecting. Rockers are gone. The inner rocker has been replaced. That's already done. Now we need to put on the outer section. And a lot of people don't know this, but the windshield is actually removable. The whole frame is similar to the Triumph TR6 windshield frame and actually unbolts from the car. Over here in front of the paint booth, I have the Pontiac right now You've seen this in other videos. This has the Silver Streak inline 8-cylinder engine. One of the coolest features on this car is this little Indian head here. Lights up when you turn the parking lights on. And the Austin Healey 106 is over there. The Chevy C20 is sitting in the paint booth, just to get it out of the way for right now. Haven't been able to spend much time on either of these vehicles this month, but that will change for next month. So look for a lot of project to happen on those two vehicles. And that's gonna be it for this month. So if you wanna see more videos like this, comment below and click subscribe.